Hello YouTube, it's been a while, hasn't it? Well, Desu Engineering here, with my one and only project from the summer, which I've only really gotten one thing done this so far. But I've got this Game Boy shaped device, which I currently have a few things on. Of course, I've got the Pong that here, one second. Focus. Give it a moment. There we go. Of course, I've got the Pong, which I put on every single device I make, because, why not have Pong and everything? I've got a temperature reading right here, which is coming from the internal ATmega 328P, which is the surface mount chip that's right here. I looked it up, and I saw that in the data sheets for it, that it has a internal temperature sensor, which is used to measure the CPU's temperature. So one thing I notice is if I'm driving the speaker, which is down there, then you can actually hear it. I mean, you can hear it, of course, but you can see the temperature increase if you have it playing something for a long period of time. And I've also got the ability to turn off the speaker and turn it back on, which turns on the light instead. I'm thinking about just changing it to where it just outputs on one of the pins that are blankly written, but I can turn it back on. I've got the screen, of course, which I normally put on my devices to save power. Turn off the screen, set it down, whatever. I've got this test, which is a 3D game that I'm working on right now. It's going to be kind of like a dungeon crawler type game. I've got, of course, some a shop in it, but besides that, there's nothing to it yet. Next thing on here is Tetris, which I'm currently working on. It's going to be done eventually, but I'm still working on it. I just got to add in the pieces and the controls for it. Right now, it's currently just the physics for it. I have to reset it also every time we go to use it. Yeah. The nice thing is I'm actually using the millisecond timer to actually do the delay for it, so I'm not actually using the delay command, so if I go... drop my phone. So if I go into it, I can of course press the buttons whenever I want, and you'll hear the sound saying that they're getting pressed, and I don't have to worry about there being a delay command in it, stopping the system for entire 500 milliseconds. I've got the flashlight on here, which is pretty useful on this device, so, I've got a flashlight. I'll explain that red light over there in a minute. That's everything on here for software side. Hardware side, I've got an actual case around it, which is pretty nice. A USB port right here, which is very useful. I use this for charging my phone. It's got a nice blue light on the inside of there, which looks really cool. It looks kind of aesthetically pleasing. But, I use that to charge my phone and also other devices. I can plug it into itself, which I guess actually increases the speaker volume. I never really thought about doing that. But when I plug this into the computer, it increases the volume from that. If I go over to this side, you'll see what used to be a charger port, but is currently not, because, okay, that was my phone vibrating, sorry about that. Got a text. The micro USB port, which is on these, one second, give me a moment. It's on these boards. These boards are the ones that it's on. It's the, LM11038, I think it's called. That's what this chip right here is that charges it. I broke this part, which is the micro USB port on it. It got bent, and I think what happened is it ended up getting caught on my charger, and when I went to take it out, it pulled it out, and I was like, wait a second, where'd the port go? And then I was like, oh, it's on my charger. But now I've just got a little slit right there so I can see if it's charging, which the new way it charges is, while it is wireless, it's not the traditional form of wireless. I've got a solar panel on the back here, which is going to be nice, especially considering I have a USB port. And what I'm going to be doing is, say I'm camping or something, which I'm going to be doing just this next 2 weeks. I'll be using the solar panel to charge up the battery on the inside, that on the right there. But when I'm at home, there's no sun inside, which is where I spend 99% of my day. How am I going to charge it? So that's why I've got this red light. If you look very closely right in there where it's blue, you will see eventually it turn, if I cover it up, as you can see now, it is red in there. That red light is not from the red light down there. If I actually put my hand underneath, you'll see it somewhat digitally turns itself off and on, rather than being like a fade, which you would see like as you see right there. But so I have to charge it off of a lamp, which is underneath my desk, which is a red lamp because the controller, which is over there in my electronic box, has been broken. I can probably fix it with the spare lithium batteries I've got laying around, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. I've also got these hot glue feet right here, which I'm using currently for when I put it down on, say, a desk like that, so I don't have to worry about scratching up my solar panel any more than it is currently. Besides that, the device is pretty cool. I'll be posting the source code on the internet once I actually get Tetris done, and then I'll post it online. I've been commenting it, actually, compared to some of my other code, which I do. Turn off that lamp. That seems to be messing with the exposure on my phone. Yeah, let me go up to the beginning. It's currently not as big as some of my other things, because I've been getting way more efficient at coding, but it's nice. I use the, here's the temperature sensing thing right here. Tetris took me just this week in itself, but besides that, thanks for watching. Hopefully have more videos coming in the future. I've got a ginormous ginormous by my standards of screens, ginormous 4-inch OLED coming in the mail, and I'm waiting for that. It was $20. It's 4 inches, or was it 2.4 inches? It was one of the few. I've also got this Arduino Leonardo board, the tiny version, Arduino Pro Micro it's called. It's pretty nice. It's got USB support. I made a rapid clicker using this. And I used the rapid clicker to play, like, Clicker Heroes, and it's pretty funny to see me go from 0 to 100. It gets 80 clicks per second, according to the game. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using that, along with the conjunction of the screen, and also this little keyboard I made, and that, and these, that's a mouse, and these SMD resistors right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an analog keyboard, which will basically have an electric current going through it, and each one will create a resistor divider, so, it'll be a resistor ladder for each row. And then what will happen is you'll put power in on one side, and then you'll have the output on the other side going to the Arduino analog input, and it'll read it, and it'll say, oh, this is the highest voltage. Well, actually, that'd be the lowest voltage. This is the lowest voltage. That means it's button Q. This is, a little bit less, so on, right? Because the voltage is going to change depending on where it's at. That's going to be a fun project to make. I haven't soldered these lovely miniature SMD parts on yet. Why is it focusing on the keyboard? The keyboard doesn't matter right now. What matters is these SMDs. Come on, I want to show them. There. Yeah, you can see them kind of. They're pretty small. You can see according to my finger. Got a few other parts. Got a bunch of junk. Thermoelectric plate over there, which I'm going to be overclocking my Samsung Galaxy S3 after I root it first, and then I will create a nice little gaming phone, which will be nice considering it's a Samsung Galaxy S3 that I got for free from Sprint, which Sprint sucks, by the way. Guys, don't get it. I don't recommend it. Unless you live in an area of which happens to have good connection to Sprint. Don't bother. Just don't. It said, my phone boots up and it says 4G LTE, and it's like, yeah, it's 4G LTE, but if it's not 4G LTE, it's 0 bars. Have a good day. Desuit Engineering out.